they don't count his first year. He
Mm-hmm.
says, "Well, my check says 9 years." So I've been in the league 9 years, so I can honestly tell you that. So yeah, people get it. People don't realize how long he's been in the league as a walk on, man.
So who is the Vikings mid-year MVP? I'm gonna throw up a couple statistics to kind of help us along here. So on the graphic, we got 4 of the hot names on the team. We got Kirk Cousins, passing yards 1,734. He's 15th in the league in passing yards. He's 10th in the league in touchdowns with 11. He's got 5 interceptions. Not good at this point in time, but a 66.3 completion percentage. I think that was top 10 if I remember right. Then you got Dalvin, who, when you look at it, has he had some up and down games? Yeah, but he's still right up there in the top 10 rushing yards. He's 9th, 5 touchdowns, rushing attempts, 114. So he's still carrying the rock, which is kind of scary with his injury history. So I don't know if you want to kind of dial that back and give Madison some more carries. But then you got Justin Jefferson, who is a top 3 in yards now after, like I said, the game that we talked about with the Eagles, 5th in receptions, top 10 in targets. But the one thing that's a sore eye there is the 2 touchdowns. And then I know in the chat you guys been hyping this dude up, and I said this when I talked to Rap the first time. Zadarius Smith was going to make a huge impact, and he's the person that's going to keep Danielle Hunter healthy, and he's doing just that. 7.5 sacks for him, 21 tackles. So, I'll go in reverse order with this one. After you've seen that, you probably have a different person in mind, but those are just the 4 that I wanted to pull out. Who's the mid-year MVP for the Vikings right now?
Nah, man, I'm actually gonna go with one of those guys on the list, man. I'm gonna go as Zadarius Smith, like for sure, man. Like, that dude, and I think it's not only his play, man, just his leadership. You know what I mean? His energy that he's giving off to the rest of the team, the rest of the defense in particular, it's rubbing off. You can see it. You can feel it. When you at the game, like when we was at the game, you could just feel his energy, man. He's just one of those type players. He's tied for like second, right? Is he tied for second on Dante on in sacks? I think he's tied for like second in the league.
He's tied for 4th right now.
He's tied for 4th in the league. Okay, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, that's good enough right there for me. And I think at the beginning of the season, I think I said that between Hunter and Z Smith, they would have at least 23 sacks, I believe. I think that's what I was saying. I was hoping that they would have that kind of a season. But, hey, Z Smith, man, coming through, man. Last game, pretty much single-handedly wrecked that game. The Dolphins game that we were at the week before, wrecked that game as well. I mean, he's been on a roll. Injuries are being on our side. So I got to give it to Z Smith, man. He's my midseason MVP for sure.
I did want to just say, for me, I'm probably going to say a person that, has had some health issues, but the dude has 3 interceptions right now, is in the top 10 in interceptions. And Harrison Smith, every single year I have this dude in my top 5 safeties. And every single year I always have somebody that says to me, he ain't got it. He's not the guy anymore. And he's still going out there cracking heads while injured, because you guys know, like I do, the guy's still going out there playing on injury and showing his toughness every single game. But, with that being said, Dave, who do you think's your mid-year MVP?
Well, I think you put a good list up there. I was debating on who would I talk about, and you can't really turn away Cousins because of the comeback victories. And then you got Justin Jefferson, who's been the threat that's out there all the time, that's actually changing the defense to make a KJ Osborne open for Cousins to win the game. But I am going to have to agree with Rap. Doesn't happen often, but I have to agree with Rap. The reason behind it, we've always had like a Jared Allen that's been the life of the defense. Everson Griffin, who's been the spark of the defense. We didn't have that the past couple of years because, and I give credit to Matt Anderson from Climbing the Pocket. I brought him on my show Tuesday night, and he made a perfect point, and it made me think who the MVP was. And we have a quiet leader in Harrison Smith, a quiet leader in Danielle Hunter, a quiet leader in Eric Kendricks, but Zadarius Smith has been the voice and the heart behind, I believe, behind this defense, and has actually got them to play the way they have the last 2 games. and especially this last game. He was everything in that game for us.
So what makes it so interesting that you guys say that, and like I said, I don't want to refer back to when me too much when me and Rapper doing the show before, but I did call it out. I said that's one of the best offseason acquisitions that has happened, just like I thought Kaiser White was for the Eagles as well. But you know, the parallels with everything that's going on, and I guess this is a question for both of you guys. With what we've seen with Roquan Smith going to the Ravens, what if you would have seen Zadarius Smith and Roquan Smith on Baltimore? How scary would that defense
crazy.
be?
Oh yeah, it would have been crazy.
I know this purple gang over here, but that's the other purple gang.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man. We the real purple gang, though, man. Don't get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? Don't get that twisted. You feel me? But yeah, I mean, it would have been scary. Roquan, I actually watched your video before we did this, where you did that. You had a fire ass video, man, that you did about Roquan. Man. Yeah, that was fire. I watched that. But yeah, man, Roquan Smith, that was a big pickup. I knew he was going to get traded before the trade deadline. Dave would tell you, like, I talked about him just because I was like, we can use him. But, you know, I feel good with our linebackers and our DNs right now. He definitely would add value to any team he goes to. But, you know, I'm good with Z Smith, man. I like Z, man. You know, I'm happy with who we got. But that would have been crazy, though.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, Dave, what do you think? How you think the other purple team would have did with those two guys on there?
Well, they would have definitely solidified their defense a little bit. I know they had a rough time against, was it Miami that time? But they would, it would definitely have improved having both of those guys. So yeah, I mean, yeah, too bad we got them.
Yeah,
we got him.
Hey, and you guys snatched him away.
He changed his mind. He changed his mind.
Yeah, you guys snatched him right up. How y'all keep doing this, man? Y'all did it with Yannick Ngakoue.
We are a destination franchise. And you're gonna bring it up. I know. I'm just gonna mention. Do you see how happy Hawkinson was in his interview? So we are he said there's no place I'd rather be, and I think that's for a lot of players, especially guys that are leaving the Vikings to go to, you know, more to get more money. They did not want to leave Minnesota, so it feels great that we finally have the facilities, the coaching, and the GM
and the color,
to make this more of a family. And to guys like Zadarius Smith would want to come to us, and he would
royalty, baby, royalty. For anybody who don't know, man, the color purple we rock, man, is royalty, man.
Color of kings.
Telling you.
So let me ask you guys a question before we move on to our next one. This is a fun one. I just want to see what you think. And Dave answered this one first. I already got the Adam Thielen jersey. If it was you right now, with all the jerseys that you could pick on Minnesota, it could be even a rookie player. It could be one of the veteran guys. Whose jersey would you go and buy if I was to gift you a gift card to Fanatics.com?
For me, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Adam Thielen. He's my favorite player on the roster right now, so I would have to get one from him.
Wow, really? I'm surprised you said that. Wow. I've known you long enough. I'm surprised you ain't say Kirk Cousins. Yeah,
I've told you my favorite.
Adam Thielen better than Kirk
told you
Cousins?
my favorite player, and I talk about the jersey behind your head all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, Adam Thielen, because of the story behind it, man. If we win a Super Bowl, there's going to be a movie made about Adam Thielen walking onto the Vikings, not playing until Diggs gets hurt in his year 3. I mean, he gets interviewed and people forget how long he's played because they don't count his first year. Mm-hmm. He says, "Well, my check says 9 years." So I've been in the league 9 years, so I can honestly tell you that. So yeah, people get it. People don't realize how long he's been in the league as a walk-on, man. We almost did not have an Adam Thielen.
Shout out Adam, man. Yeah. That's our boy.
RAP, what you buying?
Man, I'm buying Cameron Dantzler, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a rep for Cam because obviously I already got the Adam Thielen, I already got the JJ. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely going number 3, man. I'm gonna buy that 3 Dantzler jersey, man. That's what I'm getting. Even though his past 2 games, he kind of slipped a little bit, but you know, he's going against Tyreek Hill, Waddle for one, and then he's going against DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, those aren't easy those are unguardable type guys. You can slow them down, but you're not gonna be able to stop them. So, you know what I mean? Not at the caliber Cameron Dantzler is yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you got some cornerbacks that can, like Darius Slay, maybe Jalen Ramsey, but I mean, Cameron Dantzler, I don't expect him to be able to stop those type of guys, but he could have slowed him down a little more, man. I really ain't on his team right now as far as how he played the past 2 games, but he did good enough, man, to hold it down, man. I don't want to see. I'll get his jersey for sure. That's my boy.
Yeah, shout out to Cameron Dantzler. I've watched, and when I say I'll watch a ton of tape, like, and franchise, no, that's a Big Play Slate, by the way. He knows, man.
Yeah,
like,
I know. He said he was talking smack. He was talking smack earlier, but I didn't want to cut you off, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he called me out. He said, "I hope you know this Big Play say I changed my name, but you don't want to talk about what we did to y'all week 2." Yeah, I see you, Big Play.
Hey, I got something I'm gonna say about that here a little later that they're probably not gonna like me for, but
I know that's right.
Yeah, Cameron Dantzler, he might not show up on the stat sheet, but he definitely, to me, with some of the concepts, and there's no better coverage cornerback to me in the league, and just go watch the tape. On any curl or comeback routes, he is sticking on those guys like glue. Just watch the next game. Any comeback routes or curl routes that they do on defense, he's on them. He doesn't. It doesn't stick on the stat sheet, but that's one thing that I have to give him credit for, because not a lot of people can do that. He's a great man cover when it comes to things like that. So shout out to what's his name? The Needle.
Yeah, the Needle, man. The Needle, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy, man. I love Cameron Dantzler. He's one of my favorite. He's like out of the new generation of Vikings, he's probably my favorite player. You know what I'm saying? Just because I like seeing guys that, start from the bottom, like was doubted. For one, what made me respect him so much is he got thrown in the fire his rookie year. You know what I mean? He didn't have a chance to sit behind anybody and learn. Like Mike Zimmer, pretty much, we didn't have any cornerbacks, and it was pretty much like, hey, you and Gladney, y'all got to go out there and put this team on y'all back. Like, y'all are the cornerbacks for us this year. R.I.P. Gladney, but you know what I'm saying? That's why I respect him so much too. He had to learn on the go, and that's why I tell Vikings fans, give him some time, bro. He's young. He's only on his 3rd year. You know what I'm saying? And he's super young, and he's learning as he goes. You know what I mean? So let's get it. He's
definitely going to be all right. One guy that I did want to call out before we move on to our next thing too. And this is how I pay attention to certain teams, because how did I know his nickname was the Needle unless I was paying attention? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew Booth Jr. He has a lot to live up to. Every single cornerback that was chosen in this draft has been excellent. Trent McDuffie, I know he only played his first week. He was great. Tyreek Woolen and Kobe Bryant, they've been awesome.
Tyreek Woolen, bro. Oh my! Before you move on, Dante, not to cut you off, man. That was the guy, and I was talking to Dave when we were doing. Dave probably don't remember, but when we were doing our lives during the off season, and it was about the draft, and I was like, man, there's a guy from this small ass school, and I couldn't remember. I was calling it like UTEP, but I know it's like
University of Texas, San Antonio. Yeah, the Roadrunners.
And I'm like, yo, this dude, man, he's super fast, but he's like kind of under the radar, man. That dude is a savage, bro. Probably one of the better cornerbacks in the league all around. You know what I mean? Not just rookies, but yeah, continue.
Straight up. Of course, you got, I know people hate this, that I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to call him this until the end of the season. I'm not calling him Sauce. It's Ahmad Gardner to me, but he's been doing really, really well.
He's been decent.
He's been really, really good. And then one guy that I said was going to be super generational, I already knew it. He just battled through injuries, and he's showing every single bit of that. And he's got a tough task this weekend against A.J. Brown. But Derek Stingley Jr., to me, is the best cornerback in this draft. But
he was my number one.
Yeah, he was mine too. It was him and Trent McDuffie. But all of them have been doing excellent. And shout out to Kyler Gordon too for the Bears. He's doing great there too. So Andrew Booth Jr. has got a lot to be expected of him.
Shout out Jalen Petrie too, man. I know he's a safety now in the NFL, but man, him and Stingley together, them 2 boys gonna be a problem on Houston, man, for a long time to come, boy.
Yeah, exactly.